All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Gonna be touching on the top prop bets today on both PrizePicks and Underdog. Let's go and get into them. So as it sits right now, we are getting some pretty good NBA props. I'm a little bit surprised that we are getting those as well. So let's start with that. I know, finally, right? We're getting some good NBA props. Again, I don't control that, but it is what it is. So looking at it right now, guys, the three best props that we are going to get are going to be these fantasy score props. Miles Turner and Aaron Naismith are going to be the two that I want to start out with. And the reason why I think these are popping up the way that they are is Bennett Mathurin is going to be out for the Pacers. And that to me is pretty significant. Now, I do want to call out the matchup that the Pacers have going against the Timberwolves, typically speaking, would not be a good matchup. But we also have to call out that Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be out as well. So that should kind of negate a little bit of that difficult matchup for someone like Miles Turner. Now, a lot of Miles Turner's production, or basically all of it, is based off of minutes. We saw in the last game where the Pacers really blew out their opponent, where the game wasn't close, I should say. He did not get the minutes that we would want, so he didn't get his over. We see that time and time again with Miles Turner. Now, his minutes are going to be limited regardless, but at the same time, if we can lock in, let's say 29, 28 minutes, I really think that the edge that we are getting here is going to be pretty accurate today. So again, with Towns out, with Mathurin out as well, that is actually going to all help Turner out. And this, I would say on paper, does look like the best prop, and I do agree with that. On the flip side of that, we have Aaron Naismith over his fantasy score as well. And if you're someone that just looks at, the past 5 games, well, one, you're probably not doing too well props betting wise, but two, it probably is not going to be appealing to you. And then you also maybe look at the matchup with Minnesota and be like, oh, that is not a good matchup as well. Let's just stay away from this one. And I agree with that. At the same time, when we look at Aaron Naismith's per 36 production with Bennett Mathurin off the court, he crushes this over fantasy score. It's like 35 fantasy points per 36 with him off the court. Now, we see that Aaron Naismith is only projected to get right around 27 minutes. Even at that number, and when we adjust it for like DVP and whatnot, he should still be right around the over fantasy score there. We are trying to bet on this game to stay close, but those are two bets that do stand out. And again, I kind of get why people might not like them, but at the same time, they are good bets. And then we got Jaden McDaniels. Now, this is one that I don't know if I actually agree with or not. At the same time, it is popping up as one of the better bets that we are getting today. So the thing with it is Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be out as well. And if we look at McDaniels per 36 production with Towns off the court, he only averages 24.9 points per 36. And so we haven't projected to get 31, which, albeit, to me, kind of tells us that the line is pretty close, right? I would say this should be closer to like 54%, but again, that's one of the best bets that we have right now for NBA. Then we continue on. We are getting some good EV bets. Maybe these will still be there. Devin Vassell has been someone that's been playing extremely well for the Spurs because he's been getting a lot of minutes as well. So he is someone where I don't know if I would exactly want to bet the under rebounds and assists there. I don't think that's the best one. Jimmy Butler, we can see kind of a weird line with him. Some of the sportsbooks are giving him a 5.8 for his assists. The projection data likes him at 5.5, but you can see why PrizePicks bumped this up to 6. By now, you guys probably know. I see this more being valued as a push. The best one that we have, EV-wise, not including fantasy score, I think would be Dennis Schroeder for over 6.5 assists. He's been someone that has been getting a lot more minutes, basically out of necessity. And let's see how many minutes he's projected to get, 36. So yeah, if he gets 36 minutes or 35 even, to me, he has a great chance to get this over assist. So those are some of the best bets that we have right now in NBA. I'll show you guys Underdog as well. And just as an FYI, I did mention, I should probably lead with this. So I mentioned that I would be filtering out the Demons and Goblins for college basketball and hockey. So there is going to be a separate tab for the Demons and Goblins for college basketball. Okay. And then for NHL, I just took those out. I don't think those are going to be worthwhile for NHL. And then I did make a slight adjustment. I feel like this is just more simple. So as you guys know, I kind of tell you guys just put the prop line difference for hockey to 0. So that's the first step you do. And then we can see the EV bets that we are getting for hockey. So really, Brett Burns for over 2.5 shots on goal is going to be a good one. We got Jake Neighbors for over 1.5 shots on goals, a good EV bet. So 2 good bets there. But again, let's get into the Underdog NBA picks. And interesting, Kuminga blocks. Yeah, I don't typically like to target the blocks or 3-pointers, honestly. So, let's just take those out real quick. So like steals, turnovers, 3-pointers, block. I mean, I keep them in there. So if someone likes a prop bet and they want to see what the data says about it, by all means, they can use that. But I just don't like looking at those. So switching over, we got Sabonis for over 21 points. That's popping up as a good EV bet. Again, if these are there, go for it. But that's really it. We got one really good bet for Underdog today in NBA. Let's jump into college basketball just real quick. And I'm more just pulling this up to show you guys not really getting that many good bets. I would say we're not getting any great bets. I mean, maybe this one, DF for under 6.5 rebounds. That's a good EV bet. Again, by all means, if that's still there when you guys are watching this video, use that. Again, I won't be putting that in the bet of the day because chances are that gets bumped down. I want this bet, or I want this video to be the most useful for everyone throughout the day. Real quickly, to show you guys Underdog as well, seeing if we're getting any edges. Now, yesterday, guys, the Underdog slip went 0 for 5 with college basketball, which that is going to happen. I've mentioned this a bunch, okay? We see time in and time again that Underdog is going to be correct sometimes, but more times than not, the average sportsbook line data is going to be much more correct than the Underdog line because we're comparing several different sportsbooks compared to Underdog. And that's the thing with college basketball. We see a weird fluctuation in being able to project it. That being said, on the flip side of it, yesterday we went 3 for 3 with PrizePicks. The Josh Giddey discount ended up hitting. It was another profitable day with that. We still have 2 bets to go today with the prop line difference for the soccer one. Hopefully that one hits as well. But it was another good day yesterday, and hopefully it can be again. Honestly, I'm probably just going to round out these ones all under for the bet of the day for Underdog. That's similarly calling out to me. But yeah, really not a big of a day for Underdog. So let's go ahead and get to the bet of the day for you guys. For me, it's going to be pretty simple for PrizePicks. Now, I do want to call it that we are on a 3-day stretch of profit. Again, that's probably going to regress here eventually, but we got 3 really good prop bets here, I would say, and somewhat correlate decently there. Yeah, I feel pretty good about those. Already some of my thoughts up on that. If you guys are someone that just skips to the end, go back to the start, watch it. I touch on that, calling out these prop bets as to why they're good or bad prop bets. And so here's the Underdog slip for today. Again, if you guys use this and never signed up for Underdog, make sure you use promo code 9to5. That'll kick back some money my way. But I find it interesting that, a few of the top under fantasy score profits that we're getting on Underdog are going to be in the same game. Does that correlate? That's what I'm asking myself. Tough to say for sure. Again, I don't consider myself a college basketball expert by any means, but interestingly enough, I hate that's a late night game, right? All these are kind of late as well. So we'll